I cannot stand platinum trophies. They're not for me, but if they are for you, I understand. People on TikTok, however, really can't get their head around this notion whatsoever. For those that don't know, basically, I do a series called The Gamelog where I play through lots and lots of different games all the time. For example, last year I beat around 130 different games, and I platinum none of them, and it really annoys people that I don't do literally every little thing that you could possibly do in a game. But that's because that's not how I find fun in games. What I enjoy doing is experiencing loads of different things all the time. For example, right now I'm playing through Borderlands 2. The Borderlands games are some of my favourite games, so I will replay them a couple of times a year most years. But the degree of which I do the content in them changes. Sometimes I might do every single side quest because I feel like it. Other times I might do just the story because I feel like it. It just depends on how I feel. Whenever I get the question, do you do just the main story or do you go for platinums? I answer, I do what normal people do, just more of it. Normal people normal people don't even beat games. Normal people pick up games, get halfway through, give up, move on to the next thing. Most people don't play just one game at a time like I do. But for the majority of people who do beat the games that they play, they don't just do the main story. They do some amount of side stuff, if there is side stuff to be done, which, with a lot of the games that I play, there honestly isn't much side stuff because I'm playing older stuff a lot of the time. Like, we're talking mid-2000s, late 90s sometimes, before platinum trophies were even a thing. But there seems to be some sort of self-righteous behaviour, or like, what's the word? There's a word here that describes it. Superiority complex, I guess, with people who 100% things and get platinums. Like, especially when I played through the Souls games on TikTok, that really pissed people off, and I just don't understand that. Like, in reality, when Elden Ring came out last year, or the year before, or whatever it was, I was in the first 0.1% of people to beat Elden Ring, according to the trophies at the time. Alright, because obviously the trophy pops when you beat the final boss. I beat it within a few days of the game coming out. I remember I got to the Godskin duo, and I didn't know how to beat them. There was no guide that said, oh yeah, go use sleep pots. You just had to get good. I'm pretty sure at the time there wasn't even a summon. Oh, we got a legendary. What is it? A shock nasty surprise. I have no idea what that is. We're getting off topic. Point is that to get a platinum trophy, you often have to play through the same game a few times in a row. You have to play it in ways that you otherwise may not have played if you were not trying to get the platinum trophy. Ways that perhaps you won't enjoy. For example, some of the games that I end up replaying every couple of years are the Resident Evil games. To get the platinum trophy in those games, you've got to do like a playthrough with no saving, a playthrough with knife only. It sounds like my idea of hell. And on that topic of just moving on from a game to the next thing, the way that I do, it means that when you play games semi-infrequently, like the Resident Evil games, where it's a few years between playthroughs, you don't memorize them to the point that it takes the fun away from the key driving factor of enjoyment of that game. So for example, if we look at Resident Evil 1, takes place in a mansion, you've got to explore the mansion, find all the key items, solve the puzzles and escape, yeah? People who know that game inside out can beat that game in like 2 hours. It'll take me like 6. I don't know that game inside out even though I've played it a few times through. That's because in my like mental hard drive in my brain, my brain isn't committing the layout of all the key items of that game to memory, you know? This means that each time I revisit that game, it's like playing it for the first time again, kind of, nearly. Like, how many of you guys wish you could re-experience some of your favourite games for the first time again? I know that it's a pretty common topic. People ask me all the time, how do I not burn out with how much I play games, especially like beating over 100 games last year? And it's because I try to play different things. Like, for example, before I played through the Borderlands games at the moment, I was playing through the Pokemon games. I played through Pokemon Fire Red, Emerald, and Soul Silver, not in that order. But they're completely different than Borderlands. And before Pokemon, I did the Souls games. Again, completely different. And because the games only take me a few days to beat an entire franchise, it doesn't get stale to me. I don't get burnt out. Like, with games that I really, really love, like Borderlands and Dark Souls, I often finish the entire franchise, move on to something else, and still wished I was playing it, because it's like, oh, I want to experience more of that gameplay. I'm not yet done. But if I come back to it in a few months and do it again, it's fresh, it's fun. Versus playing it to the point of trying to get the Platinum Trophy, which would inevitably lead me to burn out and not want to revisit that game for absolutely ages. And again, all of this is subjective stuff. You might be listening to this thinking you think exactly the opposite, and that is absolutely fine. I get it. I even enjoy watching YouTube videos of people trying to get platinum trophies because those videos are entertaining and fun to watch. And it's fun to watch other people go through the pain that I'm not willing to put myself through. It's like their videos that take them 40 minutes to put together, or 40 minutes length of the video, represents like 50 hours of their life trying to actually beat the game. And that's 50 hours I don't have to put in. I can just vicariously live through them. I have no interest in artificially padding a weird random number that's tied to my gaming profiles specifically just to get those platinum trophies. I'm just not interested. I've been gaming since I was like 4 years old on a PlayStation 1, and to this day I have 2 platinum trophies, and it's Spider-Man 1 for the PlayStation 4 and Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5. Outside of that, I just have no interest. I don't care. The only other platinum trophy that I might have that isn't a platinum trophy because it's on Xbox is, hello? A World Drop Legendary. That might be the first one I've ever had of them. The only time I've ever got all the achievements for a game is probably the Telltale games, because you get them just by nature of playing the game. I want you guys to comment down below. How many trophies do you get? Do you enjoy going for trophies? Do you hate going for trophies? What do you think? I don't even look at them. I just get whatever I get, and that's what it is. The closest thing to enjoying trophies that I have is reminiscing on old times, but that's why I have the gamelog. I quite like the fact that I can look at my gamelog and be like, right, it's about to be March. What was I playing March 5 years ago? And I can go and look to the exact day that I played something because of the gamelog. Link in bio if you want to get yourself one, by the way. I now sell them. You can join our private Discord too. But people can use trophies to do the same thing, because trophies often come with an unlock date. I think it's kind of interesting sometimes to look at trophies that I got back in like 2009 and being like, oh yeah, in 2009 I was 11. That's way more than half my life ago at this point. That's kind of a cool thought. But again, I've replaced that feeling with looking at trophies with the fact that now it's all on my gamelog. I really enjoy it. In fact, it's a series that I should probably bring in, being like gamelog flashback, being like, what did I play in Marches past, for example. 2019 gamelog, 2020 gamelog. I've been doing it since like 2018 now, religiously since 2019, like with dates and stuff. Everything is dated. But yeah, I don't like platinum trophies. I couldn't think of anything less fun to me, and for some reason it pisses people off, and they don't understand how I can have fun playing games the way that I do, when in my opinion I play games basically the same way everybody else plays games, just a lot more of it, because I have the freedom and free time to be able to put the hours in. For example, people were really frustrated at me when I beat a Far Cry game a day for like a week. So I did Far Cry 1 through 6, New Dawn, Primal, and Blood Dragon over the course of about 7-8 days, something like that. And people are like, you aren't even playing the game at this point, you're not experiencing the game. It's like, what does that even mean? It's like, bro, I will play this game more than you, because here's what'll happen. Over the course of my life, I've probably played through Far Cry 3 and 4 6 times each. These people that say these things in my comments, they are the sort of people that will play through a game once and then get rid of it and never touch it ever again. Meanwhile, almost every game I play, at some point I will replay. There are very few games that are on my never again list, and if anybody's interested in that, I should make a video about it. Quick summary. Dead Rising 4, Devil May Cry 2, Dead Space 3. These are all games that I don't want to have to put myself through ever again. But yeah, I hate platinum trophies. I like playing through the stories of games and doing side stuff as and when I want, and I think that is the normal person approach to it. I just put more hours in. What do you guys do? Comment down below. If you haven't already and you made it this far into the video, do subscribe. See you in a bit.